Shri Shri Radha Gopinath Bhagwan Ki Jai, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai, Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani Ki Jai, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai Ki Jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Samaved Gaur Bhakta Vrind Ki Jai, Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bo. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yat kripatamaham vande Shri Gurun Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Before we start the class, just a few quick announcements. So on 15th of November, which is next Sunday, is Diwali. That's the exact day when Lord Krishna performed Damodar Lila. So next Sunday, as we were discussing last week, we'll have a standing lamp in the altar. So we request all the devotees to bring lamps from your home with ghee wick dipped in it. And due to COVID restriction, we won't be providing it here because we want to completely avoid the touch points as much as possible. So you bring your diya, there will be a standing lamp there with lamp on. You take your diya out, you light it, you light the givik, offer it to their lordships, and then there will be a metal trough that's outside. You just come there, drop it, and then you go outside, pick your prasad, and you can leave. So that will be the plan for Diwali. If this arrangement works, we want to follow the same for the following 2 weekends in this month of Kartik. So please cooperate. Please don't touch anything. You just pull out the lamp along with the givik. You won't be allowed to share it with anyone. We won't be providing you anything from the temple. So you please bring on your own, light it, offer it, and you have to leave it here. You can't take the fire out. It's a hazard. So whatever lamp you bring in, after you offer, you have to leave it here. You can't take it outside. So that's the arrangement for coming Sunday, which is Diwali. On 16th of November, which is the Monday, we are celebrating Govardhan Puja. So on that day, devotees will be setting up the Govardhan Hill. This time they are making Govardhan Hill fully of sweets and savories. And devotees will be spending the whole day setting up here. We open the darshan from evening 4:30 to 6:30. Registration is mandatory, so please go to our website www.iskcon.com.au and register your details to come during that slot. And we will be closing the temple sharp at 6:30. So that's the plan on Govardhan Puja. So when you register, you'll be given a time slot, and when you come here, we will be sending a batch of maybe 8 to 10 devotees inside at any point, and then we'll stop. So those 8 devotees, you can come quickly do one round of circumambulation, go to the front, offer your prayers, and you have to immediately go. Then we are going to send. So depending on how crowded the situation is, when you come, you may get a little bit extra time or a little bit less time. So please cooperate, because we have only that 2-hour window, and we are trying to squeeze in as many of devotees as possible. And as you walk out, same as the previous day, Diwali, we'll be serving the feast pre-packed in containers. Take it and you please leave. Just a humble request to all the devotees. We still see a lot of devotees hanging around after the temple opening darshan hours. So our humble request is social distancing applies even in our car park, and we still see a lot of devotees clustering together. It will cause a lot of concerns for the local council as well as for our neighbors. So please cooperate. We know we are in very extraordinary times. We also feel very bad to actually ask devotees to leave, but unfortunately, this is the situation. And as dutiful citizens of this country, we need to follow the laws of the land. So please, as soon as you take darshan, pick up the prasad and you leave. And it has to apply until the COVID situation subsides a bit. So please cooperate. So this festival definitely is no exception. As soon as you pick up the prasad, kindly leave. And if any of our volunteers ask you to leave, please don't take any personal offense. Please understand the situation, because we don't want to create any commotion here, any disturbance, because if the neighbors raise concern, then we have to close the doors for public visit altogether, unfortunately. So please cooperate. We don't want to risk running into that situation. So devotees who are here, especially devotees living in this neighborhood, it's our humble request. As soon as you take darshan, please don't stay on the weekends, especially. Please don't stay in the car park, be it in the morning or in the evening. Especially on Saturday evenings, we see a lot of devotees here. Please, our humble request, please cooperate. We are trying to be as flexible as possible. We are trying to cater to everyone's needs, but we need cooperation from everyone, and we need to walk the talk. We need to take this collective responsibility. Temple brahmacharis, you can see Ishwar Prabhu, you can see Mandraghosh Prabhu and other volunteers, Bankim Rai Prabhu. If you have a lot of time, please volunteer to actually do services. We definitely need a lot of help. Many of the devotees are stretched. So if you want to stay in the temple for longer, please contact Nityananda Pran Prabhu and give your names, or Padmini Radha Mataji. You can give your names for volunteer services. Prem Sagar Prabhu always needs help in the kitchen. So please give your names for voluntary services, and that would give you some opportunity to stay longer in the temple. Otherwise, our humble request, please don't stay in the car park. Once you come take the darshan, pick up the prasad, please leave. You can go to the park opposite to the temple, and there you can actually stay. But temple, because it's a place of worship, the laws are very strict here. In fact, your home situation is much more flexible than even the temple, actually. You can even have 20 devotees in your home singing. You can't do that here. Singing is not allowed here, technically, except to the one who is performing. And you can see clearly, even during the Damodar Lila prayers, we maintain 5 meters distance away from that. So the rules are very strict. So please, our humble request is to please cooperate. So on Govardhan Puja, we will be open evening 4:30 to 6:30. As we said, registration is mandatory, even if you live nearby. So please go to our website and register. This is on 16th of November. So 4:30 onwards, it's open. If you come a little earlier, it's better always. You may take darshan a bit more peacefully, but our experience is, especially towards the closing time, you get a lot of people. So if you want to take, if you want to give yourself a good opportunity, it's always better to come a little early. So you can come like 4:30, and we'll be sending devotees in batches. You can do one circumambulation, take darshan, and you go. 6:30 will be closing, and after we close that day on Monday, which is the 16th of November, we'll be singing Damodar Ashtakam from 6:30 onwards till 7. 7 o'clock we'll have Gaur Arati, and at 7:25 we'll have Arati for Giriraj Maharaj ki Jai. So we'll be having Arati for Giriraj, and followed by, there'll be a Parikrama talk on all the holy places in Giriraj by Sankirtan Navratam Prabhu. Prabhu, I think for 4th year or 5th year, they are constructing the Govardhan Hill. So Prabhu will also walk us through the different places, and Prabhu will enlighten us with the different pastimes that happened in each one of those holy tirthas in and around Govardhan. On 19th of November, which is Thursday, we are observing Srila Prabhupada's disappearance day. Darshan won't be open on that day. We'll be having the candlelight kirtan around 7:25 in the evening. This time we have a wonderful youth team who has taken the service of decorating Srila Prabhupada's altar. So that will be on the 19th of November, which is a Thursday. That's the plan for the coming week. For those of you who like to support these festivals, you're welcome to do so. If you go to our website as well as to our Facebook page, you will find information about what are the different items that you can sponsor. You can sponsor the feast, you can sponsor garlands, flowers, other decoration items, aratis, bhog offerings. So there are still a lot of opportunities there. So please take advantage of this opportunity to do your service in this month of Kartik. And before we get our class started, as I was mentioning, next Sunday we'll have the class given by Asim Prabhu on Diwali, Mahotsav, and on Lord Ram. And the following week onwards, we will have a series of lectures on Vaishnava Seva. And as we were discussing last week, we had a big meeting yesterday with all the congregation leaders, about, I think, 55 leaders yesterday in a hall had outside. And we rolled out the system. So we rolled out the devotee care system. So over the next few weeks, devotees will be regrouping together online, and they would work on the nuances of how the new system actually applies, or how it fits in the current existing system. We are not making any drastic change or anything at all with the current system. Current system goes as it is. We are just adding the devotional care element in each and every department, each and every small groups, even for somebody who is brand new walking through the door. We'll be sharing more information along that soon. But I just thought I'll update you regarding the services that's actually happening behind the scenes. So all the leaders are involved. So we are currently in the process of rolling out. We have formed a mentorship committee made of 6 devotees representing different sections of our yatra. So we have Madhagopal Prabhu, Nityananda Pran Prabhu, Sankirtan Narottam Prabhu, Anandamay Gopinath Prabhu, Prabhash Krishna Prabhu, and Anand Pasalkar Prabhu. So 6 of them, they'll be heading the whole mentorship committee, and they'll be working together to roll out systematically in each of the different small groups, starting from Bhakti Vrikshas, VSS, Bhagavad Gita, Bhakti Shastri, everything. And then they would be rolling it out to all the departments. So moving forward, every department will also have a devotee care lead who will be working closely with the department lead. And the focus of the devotee care lead of each of the departments would be to take care of all the volunteers, devotees who come for services on that day of service. So we were discussing, one of the first questions they'll ask is whether the devotee coming for service, whether they have had prasad, whether they have finished the rounds, if the health is okay. So we want to make sure that everyone who comes to do service at the lotus feet of Shri Shri Radha Gopinath are being taken care well. And we are also rolling out what we call as the buddy care system. That's for all brand new persons who walk in. So from the time they walk in to the time they actually move in and go to a small group, that will be the plan, or go to a department. So please stay tuned for more information. Just a reminder again, on 15th, next Sunday, we are observing Diwali. Please bring your lamp, and please be ready to offer it and leave them here. You won't be able to take it home. And on Govardhan Puja Day, we will be opening the darshan from evening 4:30 to 6:30. 6:30 we have to close sharp because we have to finish Damodar Arati, and then followed by our usual Gaur Arati, and then we will be doing Arati for Giriraj, followed by a class on the Damodar Lila with the Parikrama pastime. And forgot to mention, for those of you who like the Mahaprasad of Giriraj to be delivered freely to your home, please visit our website https://iskcon.com.au/Mahaprasad. There is still time for you to register. You can register till, we'll ask the head chef. You can register till Saturday evening. So till 14th evening, you have deadline. You can forward it to your friends. So we have a team of devotees who are working. So after we finish the worship, that evening we'll be then taking the Mahaprasad, we'll be packing in boxes. And we'll try to deliver it to you as soon as possible, but definitely it will be happening during that week. So if you haven't registered, please hurry up. And if you know of any friends of anyone who would be interested to do, please forward it and ask them to register as well. All right. 40 minutes. So today we said we'll be discussing on Damodar Lila. This is a wonderful month where every single day we are singing Damodar Ashtakam, meditating on the glorious pastimes of the Supreme Lord. Srila Prabhupada says meditating on the pastimes of the Supreme Lord means there are 4 things involved. Prabhupada is writing in Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto. One should be meditating on how the Lord is creating the material universes. That's the first point. Second aspect, how the Supreme Lord is maintaining the whole material universe. How the Supreme Lord is bringing about annihilation of each one of the material universes. So 3 things: creation, maintenance and annihilation. And the 4th thing Prabhupada is saying, one should also meditate on the pastimes of the Supreme Lord in spiritual world. Vrindavan is also spiritual world. So simply by reading, especially 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna book also, we can understand about the eternal pastimes of the Supreme Lord. Krishna just gives a sample here. So Krishna's pastimes are unlimited. So Srila Prabhupada is saying one should be contemplating on all these 4 aspects. So remembering the pastimes of the Lord means remembering about, contemplating how the Supreme Lord is creating, maintaining and annihilating, as well as how is the Supreme Lord having pastimes in the spiritual world along with his personal associates. So this particular pastime of the Supreme Lord being tied to a grinding mortar by his mother Yashoda is very, very special in many, many ways. So many acharyas have written commentaries on this pastime. We'll just try to touch on a few of the verses of Srimad Bhagavatam. For want of time, I won't be going through the verses. Akarshayati iti Krishna. Krishna is all attractive. The very name Krishna means attractive, the most attractive person. How attractive is he? Scriptures explain, Atma Paryanta Sarva Chittahara. Krishna's beauty is so much, so enchanting that it attracts everything and everyone in this world, or rather everyone and everything in this world, both moving and non-moving. We would think that's it. No, it says, scriptures go one level further and it says, it attracts everyone and everything, including himself. Krishna's beauty, Krishna's pastimes is so attractive that it attracts even himself. Supreme Lord coming as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, simply to relish his own pastimes. When Krishna sees his reflection on the pillars, on the sapphires of the different architectural work, even in Vrindavan, Krishna gets mesmerized. Who is that boy? Krishna is getting attracted. When Krishna sees his bimba, his reflection on the floors of Dwaraka, Krishna is so enchanted, Krishna wants to embrace himself. Atma Paryanta Sarva Chittahara, one who captivates the hearts of everyone and everything, including himself. That is Krishna. So this particular pastime actually happened on Deepavali Amavasya, which is next Sunday. Usually Amavasya is not considered to be so auspicious because there is no moon. Full moon is always considered to be more auspicious. But whenever Supreme Lord does something, everything becomes auspicious. Deepavali Amavasya. So on this particular day, the Supreme Lord performed this pastime in a place in Vrindavan called Gokula Mahavan. When Krishna originally appeared, we know Vasudev carried baby Krishna across Mother Yamuna from Mathura, and he goes to Vrindavan. Specifically, he goes to this place, Gokula Mahavan, and then he places baby Krishna there. So Krishna, for first 3.5 years, he spent his time there performing his glorious pastimes in this place. And as he was performing these pastimes, you will see Nanda Baba also keep moving the shelter of all the cowherds to different places. If you read Krishna book, you will see different pastimes happened in different places. Initially, Nanda Baba had his family entourage cows, 900,000 cows, everyone in this place called Gokula Mahavan. From there they moved to another place called Chattikara. Then from Chattikara to Dig to Kamyavan, and then finally they come to Nandagram, and there they settle until Krishna goes to Mathura. So this particular pastime happened when Krishna was a baby during his first 3.5 years of his life. So this pastime happens in Gokula Mahavan. Prabhupada once was actually asked by his devotees, who is more superior? A couple of occasions. One time devotees put forth this question, who is more powerful, who is more greater, Krishna or Balaram? And devotees were pointing at the beautiful deities of Krishna Balaram in Vrindavan. Krishna is holding a flute like this, and what is Balaram doing? He is leaning on Krishna. Actually, Prabhupada said it is Prabhupada's own design. Prabhupada has meditated, Prabhupada has seen Krishna Balaram that way, and Prabhupada said, until Prabhupada made that deity of Krishna Balaram, before that there was no such Krishna Balaram like that. Like that, there are many sweet pastimes which Krishna had, or rather Prabhupada had, Krishna also had. When Shuddhakirti Prabhu tells to Prabhupada, Prabhupada, I'm being blessed with the baby child, can you please name him? Prabhupada says, your baby may be named Mayapur Chandra. And Prabhupada then chuckles, laughs. And Prabhupada says, I can't this term. There is Nadia Chandra, there is Navadvip Chandra, there is Navadvip Narayan, but there is no Mayapur Chandra in scriptures. Prabhupada says, I coined this. Likewise, Prabhupada, when he writes ISKCON, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, same pastime. Prabhupada, after he writes, he says, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. We shall call it ISKCON, and then Prabhupada chuckles again, Prabhupada laughs again. Transcendental joy of Prabhupada. So in this instance, when devotees ask Prabhupada, who is more greater, Krishna or Balaram? Prabhupada says it's Krishna, because Balaram is also resting on Krishna, taking support of Krishna. Another instance, it happened when devotees went to Prabhupada and asking him, who is more greater, Lord Krishna or Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Some devotees said it's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then some say it is Krishna, even though they are not different. So they take the matter to Prabhupada. So then they ask Prabhupada, Prabhupada, who is greater, Krishna or Lord Chaitanya? Prabhupada smiles and he says, Srimati Radharani. And then Prabhupada points at a picture of baby Krishna carrying the padukas on his head and walking towards Nanda Baba. And Prabhupada points at that and he says, Nanda Baba is greatest. And then Prabhupada points at another picture in his room where Damodar Lila is happening. Yashoda Maya is lifting a stick ready to chastise Krishna, and Krishna is like running out of fear. And Prabhupada says, pointing at that, Yashoda Maya is greatest. And Prabhupada says, Srimati Radharani is greatest, Nanda Baba is greatest, Yashoda Maya is greatest, devotees are greatest. That's Prabhupada's verdict. This particular pastime, Shukadeva Goswami himself, when he explains, he narrates so many pastimes. Throughout we see, especially 10th canto, entire Krishna Lila. Never heard before, never seen anywhere pastimes. Even though he narrates so many pastimes, this particular pastime he singles out and he says, the mercy which Yashoda Maya received, Namam Virincho, Na Bhavo, Na Shrir Hapi, Anga Shamshreha, Prashadam Lebire Gopi, Yettat Prapa Vimuktidat. He says, this mercy which Yashoda Maya, she received from Krishna, Naimam Virincho, Brahma didn't receive, Shiva didn't receive, Lakshmi Devi, Api Anga Shamshaya, even though she is considered to be the better half of Narayan, even she didn't receive. Only Yashoda Maya received. So he singles this out and she says the very exalted position of Mother Yashoda. Prabhupada in one lecture is chastising Mayavadis. Why are you so caught up in becoming one with God? Become greater than God. Become devotee. Devotees are greater than God, Prabhupada is saying. Become Krishna's servant and Krishna will get caught by you. So this particular pastime happens on Diwali. In the morning of Diwali, baby Krishna is sleeping. As we all know, Mother Yashoda, she is the queen of Vrindavan. Nanda Baba, he is the king. He had 900,000 cows. The whole narration of this particular pastime starts with Shukadev Goswami actually narrating it this way. Ekada grihadashishu Yashoda Nandagehini. Which means that once upon a time, on one day, like in scriptures you will come across like Yada Yada Hi Dharmasya. Ekada, Sarvada means at all times. Ekada means once upon a time or one time. Yada means at some time. Kada means at which time. So da is usually used in the context of time, all the places you will see. So he is narrating it this way and he is saying, so one fine morning, which happens to be Diwali, Amavasya morning. So baby Krishna is sleeping, so Yashoda Maya, she thought, okay, let me go make butter for my baby Krishna. Now, Acharyas explained that even though there were many servants, many servant maids for Mother Yashoda, her being the queen, she had so many people at her disposal. Nevertheless, she still wanted to make this butter for Krishna because she wanted to do it herself for her own Krishna. She could have availed the help and the support of the other entourage. Nevertheless, she still wanted to do as a personal offering, as a loving mother would do, and here, loving Supreme Mother to the Supreme Lord. So as she was taking the milk, it's mentioned that milk is also not an ordinary milk. Nanda Baba had 900,000 cows. She chooses a very special set of cows. She takes the milk of those cows, personally milking them. And then it's mentioned the milk is called Pushpagandha milk. It has the flavor, smell, fragrance of lotus flowers. So Pushpagandha milk she takes, she boils it in the stove, and she is also churning the yogurt to get the butter. So as one fine morning as she was doing, having baby Krishna sleeping in the other room, and as she was churning the milk, she couldn't bear separation even for that little time, staying away from her baby Krishna. So she was remembering the pastimes of Krishna. Prabhupada explains in Krishna book, this is how Gopas and Gopis always, they stayed in union with Krishna all the time. That either they serve Krishna like this, but when Krishna is going away, be it for herding the cows, or be it in this instance, baby Krishna is still sleeping in the other room, Mother Yashoda would still remember Krishna. She would feel separation, even though Krishna is just like a few meters away. Nevertheless, she would compose songs out of her love and she would start to sing glories and pastimes of Krishna this way. And as she was doing, baby Krishna woke up. He was feeling hungry. And then baby Krishna started to walk. As a little baby, he was trying to toddle. In a half sleepy mode, he starts to cry, trying to get attention. Little kids, they try to get attention from parents. So Krishna was playing the role to perfection. He is also in Lila Shakti, in the ambience of Lila Shakti, so he is performing that pastime. So as Krishna was actually going, he is saying Mother Yashoda is churning the rod, or rather churning the yogurt, churning the milk to get butter. And as she was doing it, baby Krishna walks and then he catches hold of the rod, telling or rather indicating to Mother Yashoda, why are you churning? I'm here waiting, I'm feeling hungry, please feed me. I want your breast milk. Acharyas comment that when Krishna catches hold of the rod, he does so for many reasons. One of the reasons they give is, he is telling to Mother Yashoda, all these great jnanis, munis, sages, following this path of jnana, they have been speculating, churning newer and newer meanings out of even scriptures, only to come to my lotus feet. Why are you churning? If they churn, we can understand. Why are you churning? I'm the topmost. I'm here, right here. Feed me. That's what Krishna is saying. But as soon as Krishna catches hold of that, Mother Yashoda is feeling, wow, my Lalla has actually grown up so much, he has become so strong, he is able to even stop my churning. So after he stops, Krishna doesn't wait for Mother Yashoda to lift. He immediately jumps onto her lap. And then he starts to drink. Bhagavatam explains, in 10th canto you will see, Shukadeva Goswami explains that when Krishna, when he started to drink the breast milk of the gopis in Vrindavan, Shukadeva Goswami makes a comparison that whatever sacrificial offering Krishna received right from the dawn of creation, like dawn of creation means not just this particular creation, dawn of the very first, even though it's very hard to put time, whatever sacrificial offering that was offered to him by the Vedic Yagic Brahmanas saying Swaha, that couldn't satisfy. You take the sum total of all of them, that couldn't satisfy Krishna as much as the breast milk of his mom. So Krishna was happily drinking, and it's mentioned there is a competition between the breast milk and baby Krishna. Milk wants to give. It's mentioned Krishna, when he is sucking the breast of Mother Yashoda, he doesn't even have to suck because the milk was flowing so freely out of the love which Mother Yashoda had. So it's going endlessly. Krishna is also drinking endlessly. There is no end to that transcendental competition. Meanwhile, Pushpagandha milk was thinking in the stove. Fire is going on. Milk is thinking, if Krishna finishes drinking everything, what's my use? What is this? I will lose my service. Then he is thinking, what's the point in living without service? Thinking this way, now the milk is starting to overflow. It's rising, expanding, rising. As soon as Mother Yashoda sees the milk, she thinks, I need to protect the milk now. Now, why is the milk thinking, I have to actually rise now? Because milk is thinking, what's the point in keeping this life? Might as well just overflow and fall into the fire and commit suicide, you know. Milk is going to commit suicide because it is running out of services of serving the lotus feet of Krishna. So thinking this way, Pushpagandha milk is trying to overflow now. As soon as Mother Yashoda actually sees the milk, she thinks like, oh, I need to take care of the milk. So immediately she puts baby Krishna down, telling him, I'll be back soon. Please take care of the pot of yogurt and butter here, which I'm churning. I'll be back soon. I need to just take the milk off the stove. And she runs. Acharya's comment that in one sense it will look a little contradictory, because on one hand we are saying Mother Yashoda has 900,000 cows. What loss will it make if just a little milk spills on the fire? Or even if the whole thing gets spoiled. She has unlimited milk, Kamadhenu cows. But in her Vatsalya Rasa, she is thinking that, just like any loving father and mother would think, our little baby Krishna, he is so innocent. He doesn't know how to take care of our property. We need to teach him by example. So, as a dutiful parent, she is thinking that I need to go protect this milk. So, because everything has to be properly preserved. Otherwise, things may just like go away, and then Krishna may not have wealth in future. This is what she is thinking. Because she doesn't know Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Everything comes from him. Because she is not aware of that because of her Vatsalya Rasa. So, thinking this way, she runs. And there are many different commentaries also which Acharyas give, why she actually went. We don't have much time to cover. I'm just touching. So, after she actually brings that down to protect the milk, Prabhupada is actually telling in one story, in one lecture, that in spiritual world, because everything is conscious, everything is looking to serve Krishna. Prabhupada is saying in one lecture, if you want to have samosa, in spiritual world there's Kalpavrishatri. You go in front of them and you tell, please give me samosa, they'll give you samosa. Prabhupada is saying. So, Prabhupada is saying in one instance, Mother Yashoda, when she puts the rice, usually if you see Vedic style of cooking, even these days you can see in villages also, they'll have a pot filled with the rice, like 1:2 ratio, whichever ratio it is, and they let the rice boil. From time to time they'll come and see, because you don't want rice to be undercooked nor overcooked. From time to time they'll just come pick up one rice and they'll feel it with their hands, whether it's okay, whether it's cooked. If it's cooked, they'll then take it off the stove. If it's not, then they'll do. But Yashoda Maharani is so busy doing household chores for the pleasure of Krishna. She would have the pot of rice boiling on the stove. She would be doing other household chores. And as she is doing, she'll look at the rice and she'll ask the rice, have you finished cooking? The rice would say, not yet, Maya. Then she would say, Prabhupada is saying, then she would say, all right, let me know whenever you are done. She continues. Whenever rice finishes cooking, rice would say, Maya, I am done. Then she says, okay, coming. Then she'll come, take it out. Because the mother of the Supreme Lord is the mother of the whole universe, actually. That's how even Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami glorifies Sachimata. She, the whole Vishwambara, one who is carrying the whole burden, the load, the maintenance of the entire universe is the Supreme Lord, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Vishwambar. And the one who is supporting him is Sachimata. So like that, one who is the abode of the Supreme Lord Vishwambar, like that Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami also glorifies. So here everything is working for the pleasure of Krishna under the guidance, under the shelter of Yashoda Maharani. So rice will say, yes, Yashoda Maya, we are done. Then she would come take the stove out. So in this particular pastime, the milk in the stove, again, unlike the rice that is thinking like this, milk here is actually thinking that I will lose my service. But then, momentarily. So here competition will also be based on losing the service. Not like, I don't want to do service, Prabhu, like that. It's mentioned when Lord Ram was actually married to Mother Sita. At the time, every day, Lakshman used to be with Lord Ram 24/7. But then when Lord Ram is actually married to Mother Sita, then Lakshman's parents, Lord Ram's parents were actually telling Lakshman that, now Lord Ram will be taken care by Mother Sita. It's okay. You can meet Lord Ram in the assembly, but Lord Ram needs some private time. So, you can please excuse yourself. Ramayana explains as he was walking, Lakshman is actually murmuring. It's like, what is this new habit? My only purpose is to be with Lord Ram. What is this? Like that he is getting very upset and he is walking away. So in spiritual world, the competition is always about who wants to do service more. Now in this instance, in the Pushpagandha milk, in its enthusiasm to serve baby Krishna, and when it is seeing its attempt about to go in vain, it thinks, what's the point in living? Let me commit suicide. So it's actually rising. But as it is rising, it is seeing Mother Yashoda immediately put baby Krishna down. At that time, Pushpagandha milk is feeling very ashamed. Oh my God, look at what I did. In my enthusiasm to do service for Krishna, I stopped the pleasure of Krishna. Now baby Krishna is going to get upset. Thinking this way, even before Mother Yashoda came, it started to go down. So it starts going down and like thinking, what is this? Why did I do this? Like that. Many times we also have that experience. Why did I do that? So when this is happening, Mother Yashoda comes, now baby Krishna gets very upset. What is this? I have given up everyone. Ittam satam brahma shukanu bhutya dasyam gatanam paradevatena maya shritanam naradarakena shakam vijakhru krita punya punja. Sukadeva Goswami is explaining that Supreme Lord, Ittam satam brahma shukanu bhutya, even the jnanis and yogis, they go and sit in meditation for thousands and thousands of years, simply to get a glimpse of his toenail. This is how they relate to Krishna. Krishna's bodily effulgence. Ittam satam brahma shukanu bhutya dasyam gatanam paradaivatena. On the other hand, those who know about the glorious position of Krishna, they go and offer humble, menial services to Krishna at his lotus feet. Ittam satam brahma shukanu bhutya dasyam gatanam paradaivatena mayashritanam naradarakena. On the other hand, those whose intelligence is covered by Maya, they are considering Krishna to be just yet another ordinary boy. You will see some instances where Indra also, during that whole Govardhan Lila, Indra temporarily goes through that sort of ego trip. Shakam Vijakhru Krita Punya Punja. While each of these different personalities worship Krishna this way, what are the Gopas doing? They are busy playing with Krishna, like that he says. But how did they come to this position of playing with Krishna? Krita Punya Punja, by slowly accumulating their devotional credit, slowly. So they didn't come to this position like that. It took them so many lives to come to the position to be able to play with Krishna. That Supreme Lord, he is thinking, I gave up Vaikunta, to come, to be served by you. I gave up yogis, gave up everyone. Simply here, and look at how you are treating me. You have left me down and you have gone. What is this? So Krishna thinking this way, Krishna is now coming up with a very clever plan. He is very small, so he takes up a small stone and he looks at the pot. He wants to, in his own baby, childlike anger, Krishna is thinking, okay, let me punish Mother Yashoda. How am I going to punish? This is what she was working with before, busily. So Krishna, he makes a small hole at the bottom, but without making any noise. Talk, he made a hole already. And it's already starting to spill. Now Krishna is thinking, as soon as it comes out, he's thinking, oh my God, now it's coming out. How can I stop? If I stand here, Mother Yashoda is going to beat me. What should I do? Let me run away. So Krishna then immediately runs. But as he is running, toddling there, his way out, he is stamping on the spilled yogurt and butter, and it's leaving the trace, the lotus footprint. And as he is going out, then he sees another pot with butter that was made from the previous day, hanging. So Krishna then climbs up, reaches out to that pot of butter, takes the pot, goes out, he eats, and then he's feeding the monkey also outside. And where is he seated? On the famous grinding mortar, which was kept upside down. Otherwise, they usually don't leave it open, otherwise birds will come and sit. Even in Vedic times, if you go, even in villages, you will see grinding mortar even these days. It was kept upside down. Krishna is sitting on top, and then he's eating. Monkeys are coming, he's feeding the monkeys also. So this is the scene. Yashoda Maya comes as soon as she sees baby Krishna not being there, and as soon as she sees the spilled yogurt and butter, she immediately understands what must have happened. And then she sees the beautiful footprints of Krishna. She smiles thinking, wow, my boy has actually grown so clever. But at the same time, she also thinks, as a dutiful mother, I need to train him. I don't want him to grow untrained. So let me teach him a lesson. Thinking this way, she is also in a clever way, picks up a stick and she is going. If you look at the famous artwork in Krishna book, Mother Yashoda will also be coming careful. Krishna will also be carefully stealing. Balaram also will be carefully stealing. Okay, so Mother Yashoda is also coming very, very carefully. Then baby Krishna is busy feeding the monkeys, eating. So she comes slowly, suddenly she comes in front. And as soon as Krishna sees Mother Yashoda in front, he's shocked because he didn't expect Mother Yashoda to come straight. And then he sees a stick in her hand. Acharya's comment, this is the first time Mother Yashoda is actually having a stick in his hand. Now Krishna didn't know how to react. What is this? Because so far whenever Mother Yashoda is little upset, she would just mildly chastise him. And then whenever Krishna cries, Mother Yashoda would take a corner of her sari and she would wipe away the tears. Oh, it's okay, my dear boy. Okay, my dear Lalla. She would then tightly embrace baby Krishna. So thinking this way, baby Krishna is caught now. He knew he did something mischievous. So now he wants to evoke sympathy in Mother Yashoda. First thing he's seeing is like stick. He thought like, I know how to handle this. So now he's crying more. Usually, whenever he cries even a little, Mother Yashoda would take the corner of her sari and she wipe. But today she's not doing. She's still looking. Krishna thinks this is not working. Acharya has mentioned, as soon as he sees he's not getting any support, Krishna himself wiped his tears. This is not working. Plan B now. Then Mother Yashoda actually rises. Oh, you, king of the thieves, king of monkeys, what are you doing here? Why did you break that? Why are you doing this? Going away stealing? Thinking this way, she raises the stick. As soon as she raises the stick, now this whole experience is new to Krishna. Now Krishna realizes, this is really, really serious. So now Krishna is immediately thinking, what can I do? Immediately he drops the pot, runs towards the palace gate to run outside. Because Krishna knows, my mother, if I'm inside the property, she will catch me. Let me go to the public. So baby Krishna is thinking that way and he is running. Now Mother Yashoda is starting to now chase. You have seen the famous picture of baby Krishna running. Mother Yashoda chasing. So as Mother Yashoda is actually chasing, we will read in Isha Upanishad, that Supreme Lord, he runs faster than the fastest, smaller than the smallest, everything. But here the same Supreme Lord is actually running, Mother Yashoda is chasing with the stick. And as Supreme Lord is running, the flower that's on the head of Mother Yashoda is thinking, this is Supreme Lord Krishna's mother. My position is not to be there. My position is to be at her lotus feet. So immediately it's falling, taking this opportunity. Everyone has hidden agenda. So as soon as the flower falls, she is also running. Hair is getting loosened. The clothes are getting loosened. She is chasing. Now baby Krishna sensed that, looks like I'm gaining lead here. You know, sometimes in running race, you might have seen, in some YouTube videos, everyone will be running. Just at the nick of the moment, the one who is about to finish the race, he will do a pre-celebration even before crossing the line, only to lose it, because by the time he does all of that gimmicks, the second person will actually overtake him and will come first place. So baby Krishna is running. He knows he is doing well. Still he thought, let me just check where is Mother Yashoda. He turns. As he turns, his hand goes like this. Mother Yashoda catches hold of his hand straight away. Oh my God. Now, baby Krishna, like Kunti Marani, she sings, Gopyadade Tvai Kritagashi Damatavad Yatte Dashashru Kalilanjana Sambramaksham Vaktram Niniya Bayabhavanaya Stitasyas Samam Vimohayati Birabi Yad Bibeti. She says, oh my Lord, your activities are very puzzling to me. Even though you are feared by fear personified, Birabi Yadbibeti, the personality, there is a demigod in charge of instilling fear. Whenever he comes in front of you, he is shaking. But then the Lord of fear, when he is looking at you, shivering, he is getting confused also. He is shaking, looking at you, and you are shaking. Look at the stick of Mother Yashoda. Imagine the Lord of fear is asking, my Lord, why are you shivering? Stick, he says. So this activity, this glory of your pastime, this mysticism which you are demonstrating, it's totally puzzling to me. How can anyone understand you? This is how Kunti Marani is singing. So here, as soon as Mother Yashoda catches hold of baby Krishna, now he is crying, really crying. And it is washing away Kalilanjana Sambramaksham. It is washing away all the mascara of his eyes. They put the kajal. It's washing away. And Krishna is sobbing. Now, Mother Yashoda is actually very angry with baby Krishna. Why did you do? You look at all your mischief. First of all, you broke the pot. Then you left all your footprint. Then you stole the butter. Then you have come, fed all the monkeys. Now I'm trying to correct you, you are running away from me. So she catches hold of baby Krishna. Krishna is crying now. He knows that this is a situation. We have a situation here. He doesn't know how to react. So now, to evoke sympathy, he is calling, oh, Mother Rohini, please come. But that day, Shukadeva Goswami mentions on that particular day, Mother Rohini took Balaram to Upananda's house. Upananda is brother of Nanda Maharaj. There was a special program there, so they both went. So baby Krishna knew he needs some help. And he knows if Mother Rohini says anything, Mother Yashoda would accept. So he is crying, Mother Rohini, no help. Then he is calling Balaram, no help. Balaram is also not there. So now Krishna is stuck. Oh my God, what can I do now to escape out of this situation? So when he sees the stick in Mother Yashoda's hand, because he hasn't seen anything before like that, he starts to cry more. Now Mother Yashoda's heart becomes very soft. Oh my Lalla, I don't want you to be so scared. Then she puts it down. Acharyas comment that this particular pastime is very unique in every aspect. No other time in the past did everyone, if you look at how the material world works, right? If you do something good, you get something good. If you do something bad, you get something bad. If you take up to Krishna consciousness, yes, Sarvadharman Paritejya, everything gets wiped out. You will go back to spiritual world. So that Supreme Lord who is giving Abhaya to be fearless, who is showing Abhaya Mudra to everyone, don't worry, I am there for you. That Supreme Lord is there in a situation wherein he is awaiting judgment. What punishment will I get now? This situation Supreme Lord has never been in the past. So he is thinking, what punishment am I going to be subjected to here? And he can't guess anything, and that's putting him in even more anxiety. So in that anxiety, he is now awaiting punishment. Yashoda Maya puts the stick down when she sees baby Krishna, feeling so fearful, but at the same time, she doesn't want to let go free. She wants to correct baby Krishna because she wants her Lalla to be grown up as a properly cultured crown prince of Vrindavan. So now, she is now thinking, what's the best way I can actually teach him a lesson? I have household chores to do. If I focus on him, I can't finish that service for him. So let me tie him up to a wooden grinding mortar. So thinking this way, she ties. But then tying is where the famous pastime happens, wherein she brings the rope, she starts to tie. But every time she actually tries to tie, she finds the rope is 2 fingers short. And we know what the 2 finger denotes. Effort from our side and the mercy of the Supreme Lord. Both. There has to be service that should be happening from our side. Not only that, we should also be dependent on the mercy of the Lord. Combination of these two is gonna give us success in spiritual life. Now in this instance, Acharya's comment, when she is trying to tie, she couldn't tie. And the reason is, it's morning time. As this whole pastime is happening, the elderly gopis in the neighborhood, they were also come here witnessing this pastime, and they were laughing, trying to pacify Mother Yashoda. Hey Mother Yashoda, please don't be so harsh on him. Let him go. Krishna, he evokes sympathy nicely in the heart of everyone. But Mother Yashoda says, no, he has been going around stealing everywhere. For him, I am making butter. Look at what he did still. He's still stealing. I want to teach him a lesson. So as Mother Yashoda is trying to tie him, she still couldn't. Acharya's comment that because the Supreme Lord is this is the early morning pastime. Like if you look at Ashtakala Lila, 8 different pastimes at different times of the year, or rather times of the day. So this is morning time on Diwali. That's the time when baby Krishna actually, he is about 3.5 years old. That's not even 3.5 years old, less than that. Even at that time, he is wanting to play. So this is play time. And all the other younger gopas of his age, they are waiting there to play. And he wants to play. So he has the Icha Shakti. Leela Shakti also knows that this is playtime for Krishna. Mother Yashoda should not be binding him. So Leela Shakti is not allowing Mother Yashoda to bind. Like Prabhupada says, Supreme Lord has got variegated energies. Tam Ishwaranam Paramam Maheshwaram, Tam Daivatanam Paramam Cha Daivatam, Patim Patinam Paramam Parastad, Vidama Devam Bhuvanesham Idam, Na Tasya Karya Karanam Cha Vidyate, Na Tatchamatchabi Adhikasta Drishyate, Parashya Shaktir Vividaiva Shruyate, Svabhaviki, Jnana, Balakriya. Supreme Lord has got multivarious energy. He has Jnana Shakti, Icha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Leela Shakti, Vibhuti Shakti. So Leela Shakti, who usually arranges the different pastimes of the Supreme Lord, Leela Shakti is thinking, this is not the time when the Supreme Lord should be tied. This is his playing time. So Leela Shakti is not allowing Mother Yashoda to tie. And how is Leela Shakti carrying out this? By sending, Leela Shakti also has got other Shakti under, like you have a chief servant and you have servants working under them, the team members. It is sending Vibhuti Shakti there. Go and take residence in the stomach or belly of the Supreme Lord. And no matter how many ropes comes, don't let it to be tied around the belly of the Supreme Lord. So when this is happening, Mother Yashoda is also trying so hard. She couldn't tie. Then she thinks, what is this? I will get all the ropes. She gets all the ropes. Again she tries to tie. Couldn't. Finally, when she starts to really exert herself, perspiring, trying to tie baby Krishna, at that time, the Supreme Lord, it's mentioned, Srimati Radharani has got so many glorious qualities, which is very enchanting for Krishna. But of all the glorious qualities, the most enchanting quality of Srimati Radharani is her Karuna Shakti.
The mercy of Srimati Radharani, that is something which Krishna is like mad after. Same thing here also, even though Krishna has got Lila Shakti, Vibhuti Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Bala, Kriya, everything, when as soon as he sees Mother Yashoda perspiring, struggling, his Kripa Shakti takes over. As soon as Kripa Shakti comes, this is like emergency. When Kripa Shakti comes, all other Shaktis, they report to Kripa Shakti. So they all take back seat. Then Kripa Shakti comes, then Krishna says, all right, bind me. Then Mother Yashoda binds Krishna. And then Mother Yashoda then leaves baby Krishna, and she puts other younger Gopas also of his age, asking them, you keep watching him. I don't want him to do any naughty things. Meanwhile, I have some household chores to do. If he does anything, please come and report to me. So meanwhile, Rohini Mata and Balaram has come back. So Rohini Mata tries to pacify Yashoda Maya, and Balaram, as soon as he hears from one of the Gopas that baby Krishna is tied, immediately Balaram assumes the Shankarshana mood. I am Ananta Sesh, I am Sesha, this is my worshipable Lord. Who is tying? And then he is running. And as soon as he heard, he is asking, who tied? Then they say, Mother Yashoda. Then he becomes pacified. Well, Mother Yashoda, what can I do? Then he goes. Now, Krishna, again, he is very clever, right? He knows how to evoke the mood, the protective mood of Balaram. As soon as he sees Balaram, now he wails even more. Balaram, he cries more. Now Balaram's, again, protective mood comes up. Again, he assumes the mood of Sankarshan, Anantasesh. How dare anyone tie this? Who did this? Yashoda, I will go. Then he goes to Mother Yashoda, untie him. Then Mother Yashoda, she is cooking, so you are the one who is coming for support. Then he says, yes. Then she says, do you know what happened? And she tells him. Then he tells back to Mother Yashoda, don't you know this is Supreme Personality of Godhead, Purna Purushottam Bhagavan. Oh, he is Purna Purushottam Bhagavan. Who are you? I am Anantasesh. Then Yashoda Maharani thinks like, all right. Then she picks up the stick. Okay, looks like all incarnations found place in my home only to incarnate. She rises, Balaram escapes. He runs away. Balaram also has got the Shakti. Actually, when Vatsalya comes, he also gets controlled by the love of his devotees. So now Balaram comes. Looking at Balaram's helplessness, Krishna cries. Looking at baby Krishna, Balaram also cries because he cannot actually help. So both of them crying. And then Balaram wipes away his tears, wipes away baby Krishna's tears, and he tells to Krishna, I told you not to steal. Why did you steal? If only you haven't actually had that habit, today you wouldn't have been going through this. Why did you steal? Then baby Krishna starts to cry. Then we know the pastime, how he crawls, he comes, pulling the grinding mortar. It's mentioned, Acharyas actually say, Krishna empathizes. Krishna from childhood, he has actually seen the twin trees of Manigriva and Nalakuvera, the twin Arjuna trees. But on that day, he felt very, very compassionate for them. And one Acharya comments that because Krishna is also bound, he could share their feeling. Yeah, I know how it feels, bro. So he comes. They have been waiting there, being cursed by Narada Muni. Actually, it's blessed by Narada Muni. Waiting there for 100 celestial years, meditating on the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. So Krishna comes, dragging the grinding mortar, and then Krishna, we know, he then uproots the trees. Both Manigriva and Nalakuvera, they come out and they offer beautiful prayers to Krishna, telling to Krishna that you have liberated us. May all our words be engaged in your service. May all our senses be engaged in your service. So Prabhupada says, in regard to engaging different senses in the service of the Lord, Ambarish Maharaj is the epitome. Prabhupada is saying, Ambarish Maharaj, when he opened his mouth and spoke, he spoke only Krishna Katha. When he heard only pastimes of the Lord. So Prabhupada says, we should keep Ambarish Maharaj as our role model, and when we open our mouth, we should always talk about Krishna. So Prabhupada says, Ambarish Maharaj exemplified, when it's one of the 26 qualities of Vaishnava is Mauni. One who is quiet. Quiet here doesn't refer to keeping completely quiet, But one who is quiet to mundane topics, one who talks, hears, glorifies Krishna all the time. So by meditating on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then they glorify. And they tell to Krishna, may our eyes always be meditating on your beautiful form. May our ears always hear glories of your pastimes. So this way they actually sing the glories. In deity service, when we do Aparadha Shodhana, we say, Sthiti Seva Gatri Yatra Smitistinta Stutir Vachaha Bhuyat Sarvatmana Vishnu Maidyam Tvaiche Sthitam. Sthiti Seva, may our every movement, may our every activity be devotional service. Gatir Yatra, may our every movement be pilgrimage. Sthiti Seva, may our every activity be Seva. May our every movement be for devotional service only. Smriti Seva, Sthiti Seva, then Sthiti Seva, then Stuti, Vachaha. May every word that we actually speak, may that be the word of glorification of your pastimes, of your glories. Like that we actually sing here. Bhuyat Sarvatmana Vishnu Maidyam Tvaiche Sthitam. May all our activities that we actually do with our mind, body and soul totally be for your service. So we offer that prayer to the Supreme Lord at the end of every service as part of our Aparadha Shodhana prayers. So here they offer similar prayers, and at the end I'll just quickly finish reading. I know I'm 5 minutes past time, but I'll quickly finish the last part of this final verses. Sthiti Seva Gatri Yatra Smirtistinta. May every thought that we actually have be remembrance of you. Okay. And then Stutir Vachaha. May every word that we actually speak be in glorification of you. So they say, this way may every sense be engaged in your glory. Like that they sing. So here, this is towards the end of Canto 10, Chapter 10. After hearing all these prayers, I'll just quickly read the 3 translations. This is Canto 10, Chapter 10, verse 40. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, the great saint Narada Muni is very merciful. By his curse, he showed the greatest favor to both of you, who were mad after material opulence and who had thus become blind. Although you fell from the higher planet Swargaloka and became trees, you were most favored by him. I knew of all these incidents from the very beginning. Text 41. When one is face to face with the sun, there is no longer darkness for one's eyes. Similarly, when one is face to face with the sadhu, a devotee who is fully determined and surrendered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one will no longer be subject to material bondage. Text 42. O Nalakuvara and Manigriva, now you may both return home. Since you desire to be always absorbed in my devotional service, your desire to develop love and affection for me will be fulfilled, and now you will never fall down from that platform. Even in Damodar Ashtakam, we say, actually, Kuveratma Jaubadda Murtyaiva Yadvat Tvaya Mochito Bhaktir Tato Kripocha Tata Prema Bhaktin. We actually say that love which you actually gave to Kuvera's sons, Manigriva and Nala Kuvera, I want Tata Prema Bhaktin. Oh, Supreme Lord, please give me that Prema Bhakti. This is what he is actually offering. That Prema Bhakti is elaborated here. Now you may both return home. Since you desire to be always absorbed in my devotional service, your desire to develop love and affection for me will be fulfilled. This is the prayer we are offering in that song. And the last verse, Shukadeva Goswami said, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, having spoken to the 2 demigods in this way, they circumambulated the Lord, who was bound to the wooden mortar, and offer obeisances to him. After taking the permission of Lord Krishna, they returned to their respective homes. After this pastime, baby Krishna is still looking at them. One Acharya is commenting, baby Krishna is looking at them. Look, you are bound as trees, I liberated you. I am still tired, who will liberate me? Like that. One of Supreme Lord, even though he is Ajita, unconquerable, he is still conquered. He is still called Baddhahari, one who is still bound to the grinding mortar because of this particular pastime. Thank you very much for your kind attention. As I said, next week we'll have Asim Prabhu speak on Diwali, and from following week onwards we'll be having a series of classes on Vaishnava Seva that will be given by different devotees, especially devotees from our mentorship committee. And reminder again, 15th of November we are celebrating Diwali, there is no special program per se, but you can come and offer the lamp. Please bring lamp from your home. 16th November, please register for Mahaprasad. Please register for visiting the temple as well. And if any of you like to sponsor any of the items, there is still 12 aratis, I think 2-3 aratis are taken. There is still about 8 to 10 aratis remaining. 8 to 10 bog offerings are also remaining. So if you visit our website, the details are there. You can make a donation. It's a great way to offer your services, offer your wealth, Lakshmi Ji, in the service of the Supreme Lord Krishna. And on Thursday, we are celebrating Srila Prabhupada's Disappearance Day festival. Thank you. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Shri Shri Radha Gopinath Bhagavan ki jai, Shri Shri Gauranitai ki jai, Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Kartik Mas ki jai, Samaved Gaur Bhakta Vrind ki jai, devotees in Mayapur TV, YouTube and Facebook ki jai, Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol, all glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna, all glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna, all glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.